Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Price, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Bro Flying.
T-Buggy, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
yes, sir. You know what it is. Your favorite sports show. Gas presents sports for the culture. I'm tonight's host, Young Rome 22 on all socials, as always. Another great show for y'all tonight. We got lots to talk about from March Madness. We're gonna talk a little JuJu, Jayden. G's team finally got a quarterback out there in New York. But before we get started, I'm gonna let the fellas introduce themselves, and then we're gonna jump into it. I'm gonna start with the bottom right. My man, the team finally got a QB.
What do you mean? We got backups on backups. But I want to say
That's what you had before. But
I want to say RIP to George Foreman, man, the man of the grill, the man that had two careers in his prime. RIP. My condolences go out to his family. And are we gonna talk about JuJu's injury later on?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
But how do we feel about Cain Velasquez, fellas? I mean, I don't know if we were gonna talk about it. I mean, I said Cain did what any father should be doing. Mr. Rep at times himself, free Cain Velasquez. I would have did the same thing.
G, you're supposed to introduce yourself, right?
Yeah, I don't really care right now, man. Shout out to me.
He introduced himself and some topics. I think that's interesting. I think he did do what most fathers would have done, but you see what comes along with it. I think he got the lightest sentence, they said. So, keeping it pushing though. Top left.
What up, man? Scruff, spiritual alchemist. You feel me? Yeah, man. I don't got much of the hoopla for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? It's just a regular day, man. We just we're here to get into it, man. Let's get it.
All right, keeping it pushing. Bottom left. Introduce yourself.
Hey, T-Buggy, man. Gas elite AAU coach, backed by a very popular demand. So look forward to us, back on the court within the next couple of weeks. Other than that, wash your hands, wash your ass, man. Let's get it.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Shout out Coach Boogie. Hey, man. So we're going to jump right into it, man. A little bit of breaking news. Dame Lillard is officially out due to a blood clot in his calf. That's a pretty serious injury, so prayers up. Hopefully, everything goes well with that. But let's talk about the basketball side of it. What does this mean for the Bucks? Are they cooked? Are we sticking a fork in them? I'll start with the resident Bucks fan. You got the hoodie on right now. Coach Boogie, man, what are your thoughts on this?
Hey, man, you got to be careful. Listen, man, as my man, spiritual alchemist, probably can attest, you got to be careful what you speak into existence out here. Because I've been saying I want Dame off my team for so long. And now that the team's kind of found its footing with Dame, he's off the team. And the Bucks are, for all intents and purposes, cooked. Like, there will be no championship run. Maybe they'll make it interesting in a series or two, but they can't get past Boston like this. If they can even get out of the first round. So, the Bucks are cooked. They don't have any other scores other than Giannis at this point. Kyle Kuzma's out there. He's a joke. Straight from DC. So, like maybe a new star will emerge. Ain't that one of those principles in alchemy? Something is taken and something is given. I forget what they used to say on Full Metal Alchemist. Equivalent exchange. So maybe we lose Dame and we gain something else. Probably a draft.
Yeah.
Probably a draft.
Yeah.
But we're cooked.
Yep. Yeah, man. I think you sum it up. But it's the end of a cycle for you guys. For sure. The way I look at it, man, the Bucks really the Bucks had something. They got the lightning in the bottle. They won a championship, right? They won a chip, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
just making
Giannis
sure.
got one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they won a chip. Great, good for them. What they fucked up was they went away from their identity, man. You got to know yourself, man. They traded Drew Holiday. That was the first massive mistake they made when they traded Drew Holiday to Boston. And now Boston has a dynasty. Isn't that funny? Which brings me back to Philly, which is like we had Drew Holiday. But like you gotta stay true to who you got. You gotta stay true to who you are. They got rid of Drew Holiday, that really fucked them over. And then you had the whole coaching situation. You had a decent coach, and then you brought a snake into the you brought a fox into the hen house. You know what I'm saying? And then Doc Rivers advised himself into a job. And now this is the guy that represents your team. This is what you're bringing in as your last shot to try to make it happen with Giannis, because you know what's going to happen next. Giannis is going to be out of there. And like, God bless it, because like, why is he in Milwaukee? Let's get him into a major city. Like, NBA marketing is loving this. Like, it's over. It's over for you guys. So, see you guys in 30 years when you draft the next Lou Alcindor.
Damn, bro.
Wow.
Scrub, you saying it's a tough time for these teams out here. It's over for the Niners, over for the Bucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see Giannis leaving Milwaukee just yet, man. I think they might ship Dame out here soon. But I don't know. I think I personally would like to see Giannis stay in Milwaukee. That's just me. G, what are your thoughts on this Dame Lillard injury?
Oh man, I had the Bucks, to be honest. My sleeper, my underdog story for this playoff run. I thought they were good enough to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, if a Bucks team with Dame. But now it's like, can it get past Indiana? Because I know they're seated right next to. If the playoffs were to be tomorrow, is Indiana versus the Bucks. I think if you're the Bucks, you could take that to a game 7. Yeah. Hopefully.
That's if they maintain the spot. Right now, they tie with the Pistons, and that's really a showing of the change in the era and the way that the leaves are changing in the seasons, bro. Because the Pistons going to finish better than the Bucks. And not to say that the Pistons are some shit. The Pistons are good this year. They're actually going to be good.
I don't think the Knicks. I think if you're the Bucks, you're hoping that the Knicks start losing games, and it's the Bucks versus the Knicks. Because I don't think the Knicks are that good of a team.
I don't know. I feel like Pacers is kind of weak, if I'm being honest.
But I think Pacers is still good enough to get into the second round.
I think the Pacers are weak. I think the Bucks could still win a playoff series without Dame. Let's pose that question.
What's that? What's the question?
You think the Bucks can win a playoff series without Dame?
No,
probably not.
It depends who it is. Like I said, if it's the Knicks, I got them because the Knicks don't play defense.
I'll say this against the Pacers. I think maybe they can win a series, but who cares? Like they're gonna lose in the next round anyway. You got Giannis, so Giannis is gonna have you. Like he's not gonna go down like no hope. He's gonna go down crazy, but like it's the Pacers, so like they might be able to beat the Pacers, but they're not beating the Knicks, Celtics, or the Cavs.
Is Kuzma gonna get y'all out the first round?
It's possible, but I mean. After that, then what? I mean, that's the biggest issue, right? You got to win multiple series if you want that right. So I'd rather you just lose and get it over. But Giannis is enough to carry a team through a dog fight and win one series. But will it matter? Ultimately, probably not.
Right. The Heat, the East is some shit, bro. From 5 to 10, like just mediocre.
I don't know because I think we were sleeping.
The only team between that 5 to 10 is actually good is the Magic, and they only ranked that low because they had injuries. The Magic is the team you don't want to play.
If you're Boston Celtics or the Cavs,
you don't worry. They probably win this series, but like you don't want to play them because like they're pretty good.
Boston Celtics or the Cavs, because that's who they're going to end up facing.
Okay, and that's not an ideal matchup. What do you want me to tell you, bro?
No,
Who do you guys like out the
You're
East?
not worried about them.
Because it seems like a 2-man race to me
Yeah,
Now
it is.
officially now it is.
It is.
at the end of the day.
What do you mean?
So who y'all like?
Because I
Because
had
of
the
the
Bucks.
Bucks.
I had the Bucks with Dame. It was my team. It would have been a three-man team. For me, it would have been. For me, I had the Bucks. Well, I had Boston, then the Bucks, then I had the Cavs.
I think
Now
it's
it's
the Celtics. It's the Celtics. It's the Celtics. It's their, it's theirs. Or like someone else got to prove it. But right now, Cleveland seems like the only team that maybe could do that. But if we being honest, like, can they?
Nah, yeah, I like Boston. I was with G, man. I like the Bucks with Dame. Before this injury, they were like my dark horse to make some noise. But
Yeah.
without Dame, bro, it's probably Boston gonna walk away with it.
He
I got a
fucked up and
question.
let the
Jason
Celtics win
Tatum
one.
is hurt for how long?
I didn't see, I saw the report. I didn't see how long, but they said it was positive news. So I don't think he's gonna play tomorrow or whatever. But I think he's in the long run he's gonna be all right.
So it wasn't like the one with Brunson, where like Brunson's like they don't think they might get Brunson by the first round.
Nah, yeah, I don't think it was that bad.
Okay. That's not good.
All right, man. Keeping it pushing. Let's keep talking hoops. Let's get into March Madness, man. Y'all know what time it is. It is March. A lot of craziness going on in the NCAA world. Brackets busted all over. Pause. But let's just have an open forum, man. Like, what were some of the best moments we've seen so far in the tournament, in the men's tournament, and what do you think we'll see moving forward? Just jump ball, open thoughts on this one.
Oh, for me, it's the post game interviews. Dan Hurley, oh my God, that man is a fucking truth. If this, to all the recruits, if you're gonna go to Connecticut, go to Connecticut, because oh man, my son, he spoke with his chest. Man, these my son's a truth. I love the post game interviews right now, man. For me, it's been the post game interviews because right now, like I said last year, the men's don't have a star. Like they don't have that one player that's gonna have you want to watch these guys that much. Right now, it's mainly the programs and the head coaches that we're talking about.
See, the thing is, G, I mean, I think it's good that there is a star though. It's Cooper Flag, but
yeah, but that's Duke. But when you think about him, you think about Duke compared to Page, and then you're talking about JuJu. Like you thought about them first before you think about the program.
I hear what you're saying, man, and I think as a casual fan, I understand your perspective. But
you're gonna say casual? That's how you hurt my heart.
I'm just being honest, man. Because you need like a Coca-Cola or like a brand name, like on the basketball team to see like, okay, let me watch JuJu versus Page. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like regular basketball doesn't excite you, and like that's the thing about college basketball right now. Is like, yeah, you got Cooper Flag for sure. But like there's a lot of these teams that are like really good, that are like grown-ass men, a whole squad of them for real. Like Auburn is like 27. You know what I'm saying? Like there's guys at Colorado State that like been hooping and they like, I can't fucking wait to get up here and play. You know what I'm saying? McNeese State. You feel me? This is March Madness, man. You feel me? The aura of the manager coming out there. Now he got an NIL deal. You feel me? So like, it's like a lot out there. There's folks out here doing shit. Like these folks has been hooping for 4 or 5 years, really grinding. So respect to that. This is where the unknown folks become known. That's what it's all about, man. It's the jungle. You gonna make it out of the jungle or what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is, man. Fuck that that star player shit. You know what I'm saying? You got Cooper. Cooper's in the tournament. That's all good. This is where the whatever decent player in that market becomes a national star. You know what I'm saying? So, I think there's a couple people that did that. The dude from New Mexico State. I think Michigan State, Jace Richardson's having a great tournament. If you ask me, Arkansas playing pretty fucking well. And my guy DJ Wagner, I thought he's been playing well too. A couple others that come to mind. Oh, the dude from Maryland. Are you kidding me? That was the biggest shot of the tournament. My guy, Queen. I like how he was coming, bro. He said, "Yo, why you coming like that?" He said, "I'm from Baltimore." All right, I fuck with that. Yeah, that boy becoming a star in front of your eyes, right? Because who was he? He was a guy that was like kind of, we said, underrated on the NBA draft radar. And now look, NBA guys was over there. Charles and Kenny was going crazy. They was loving him. So now he might be a top 10 pick, and it means something. You put everybody in this shit right here, and let's see who's gonna rise to the top, man. That's how I really like it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? If there's a favorite and they just walk their way to the tournament, then your field sucks. So I like it. I like what I'm seeing.
T, what have you liked so far? What was your biggest surprise?
I mean, based on my analysis from previous shows, everything was the biggest surprise because everything I picked was wrong. Literally, that's a run to take for you. Literally everything I predicted was wrong. Some were closer than others, but just credit to the tournament because I honestly didn't watch a lot of college basketball this year, and I think to be able to predict how the tournament might go or flow without watching it would kind of mean it's a stale product, right? And it's not. The tournament still is the premier playoffs in sports. Outside of maybe the NFL, there's no other playoff road to glory, if you will, in any other sport, man. Like, this is where Davids beat Goliaths. Sometimes the Goliaths beat the Davids. Coaches make names for themselves. Stars are born. Stars are born. And another March, another good March. So no real surprises for me. I'm just glad to see some of these guys out there hooping. I'm glad to see some of the young teams beating some of the older teams. It just goes to show even with all that NIL stuff, like, talent means something. So yeah, I'm just enjoying. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lot less rich. I'm a little broker, but I'm enjoying the games.
Yeah. Well, let me add to that. Legacy too, man. You had the coaching matchup between Patino and what the hell's his name?
Calipari.
Yeah. Calipari. Crazy matchup, bro. And then you had last year's champs, UConn, going up against this year's, probably, you could argue, one of the favorites, Florida, to win it all. A lot of people got Florida winning it all. That joint came down to the wire. So yeah, the shit like that, man. Just, man, it's different, bro.
Definitely some excellent points, man. And to your point, I think I'm a football guy through and through, but I think March Madness by far is the best quote unquote road to glory playoff system tournament, whatever you want to call it. NFL playoffs definitely exciting. NBA playoffs definitely exciting. Nothing gives you that mixture of excitement and quality sport like March Madness, though. Maybe there's another sport out there that I'm missing. If y'all want to chime in the comments, please feel free. Hit that subscribe button while you're at it. But to me, March Madness always pays off. Whether it's the men's tournament or the women's tournament, you're gonna get all of it. You're gonna get crazy shots. You're gonna get no name guys making a name for themselves. You're gonna see star players get upset by random schools you've never heard of. Like, I think March Madness is pretty much perfect. But let's keep it going. Let's get into some of this. Scruff, you mentioned it. Florida is a lot of people's favorites. A lot of people got them penciled in as the winner here. Maryland, though, they're hot right now. We just talked about our boy Derek Queen. What are y'all thinking about this game, man? Y'all liking Maryland in a potential upset here? T, I'm gonna start with you on this one.
No.
No chance?
No chance. That's what you got.
Listen, Maryland's a good team, man. I like the whole Crab 5 thing, but I'm not sure if they have the horses. They have a certified potential in the NBA star, but I don't know if that's enough. I mean, you were one possession away from losing to a football school, so I'm not sure how that translates to getting by the next game. I hope they do because it'll be a great story to watch. But I'm listen. Good luck. Best of luck to those boys.
Colorado State, a football school. Is that how you feel?
In my opinion,
I guess, man. You watch a couple years with the Buffs, and now they a football school. That's crazy.
decent ball last couple years, but like
Okay.
there's no hoopers coming out of the mountains, man. That's football territory.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, man. Yeah, I think this. How can I say this? I think the winner of the Florida Maryland game is going to go to the Final Four. That's a safe bet. So yeah, it's going to be tough though. I think the run ends here for Maryland. I think Florida's just god damn. They were killing it down the stretch, man. Hitting shot after shot after shot. Getting clutch rebounds, just doing what they had to do, bro. So yeah, I think Florida's going to be in the Final Four. Against Michigan State on the other side. And then I got Duke and shit. I got Duke. Oh, wait, I'm getting a little far ahead of myself.
Yeah, hold
I was
on.
gonna say you rolling there.
We didn't say no Elite Eight.
My bad. We got Duke versus Arizona. I got Duke there for sure. And then we got we got BYU versus Alabama, the Mormons versus the Country Boys. And I'm going with the Mormons.
Mormons versus the Country Boys. All right, G, what you think?
Young, that's what you like?
Huh? Brigham BYU, man. Them boys ain't got nothing to do. They not having sex,
BYU
man. They cheat inside, man. They doing that no fap over there at BYU. They strong. The force is strong with them.
So I guess the consensus by everybody here, right? We're all taking up Florida.
Nah, I kind of like Maryland in an upset personally, but I mean, I might be being a little bit of a homer. I might be just wanting to see a crazy upset, but I would like to see them get it done. My next question, honestly, was going to be, what would be a bigger story getting to the Elite Eight? What would you be more surprised by, Maryland or Arkansas? Because Arkansas is going on a pretty crazy run themselves.
I like Arkansas just because Calipari, like in his story, like they started off slow and they get to Elite Eight, and they say he's like 13 for like 3 when it comes down to the Sweet 16. Yeah, gambler in me is telling me take Arkansas this one.
I feel what you're saying.
Over Texas Tech?
Yes.
Possibly.
They say Calipari is 13-3 when it comes to the Sweet 16 round.
Coaching experience means a lot in the tournament.
I watched that Arkansas game against St. John's. I actually watched it with my son. Some of the worst basketball I've seen at the college level.
I thought the defense was really good, though. T, didn't you think the defense was good?
Yes.
A lot of defense, and a lot of energy, and a lot of effort. But every now and then I run into people that say college basketball sucks. Like those guys are so lesser skilled than the pros, and I'm like, But that's one of those games that stood out to me. This is just the coach in me talking right now, but at the college level, when you can't make free throws and open jump shots, like when people are encouraging you to shoot jump shots, like at this day and age, man, when kids grew up on Steph and Hardens and KDs and you can't shoot, listen, I don't get it, man. If they go into the next couple games, if the next game, shooting the way that they did, I don't see it.
They're not going to beat Florida with like shooting like that for sure.
Listen, man, every shot's a tough shot. Like there's no for 2 legendary coaches. I didn't see a lot of offense being ran. I didn't see a lot of players making good decisions, creating shots, and to even to the point where Patino benched the star player.
You got to consider one thing, though,
crazy.
T. With both of these situations, they're in their first year as the coach. So, like, some of these guys they brought in, but some of these guys are already here. I don't know what the story is with the guy that they benched, but I bet you he didn't recruit him.
I'm not not saying these aren't great coaching jobs because
He's like, that's not even my guy. Fuck you.
it is tough to kind of run your system with guys that you inherit. But Calipari has some dogs over there. I don't care. You got a guy from OTE. You got DJ Wagner. You bring a guy with you. Like, you still got enough talent to play better basketball than that. So hopefully they pick it up next game.
But you
What's
got to
that dude
remember,
named RJ
Rick
Lewis?
said early in the season, though, I was hearing reports that Rick told the whole media, these guys can't shoot for shit. He went to
it's on the scouting report.
He went to the Pat McAfee show. He said, yeah, I know these guys can't shoot, but I'll be damned if they don't play no defense. He went into March Madness.
And that's how you know it's good coaching, man, because that's one thing you have control over as a coach. It's like the intensity, the effort, like that's coaching. But the guys like can't shoot. You're right, G. They can't. And that's why they weren't very good before. Like he really took like some scraps and turned that shit into like a good team, bro.
I don't know if you guys were like I like hearing news clips because I'm in my truck all day, but I remember when he was in the post game interview, he said these guys suck. He literally dogged out his whole roster, and then he went on a run. St. Jude.
The dude that got benched, Lewis, he was already on the team, bro. Like he's like that. He inherited that guy. That's what I said. He's like, whatever, bro. We're gonna have some 5 stars in here next year. Fuck.
And St. John's, damn.
Hit the transfer portal.
Oh God.
Imagine how frustrated you gotta be to bench the star player as a 70-year-old. Like, you're not going to coach for 10 more years. Like,
you don't see it. Like, you don't see the fruits of your labor, in my opinion, in this college era for at least 3 years. Like, so like, let me take a look at St. John's in 3 years. They're gonna be good as fuck.
No, I think it'll be different because he's back at home. This is an Italian.
But you gotta recruit guys. You gotta recruit guys, and then you gotta get them in there. Then you gotta coach them up.
But look at Rutgers. If he could
look at Rutgers. Look at them. Look, perfect example. They didn't make the tournament this year,
and they got 2 of the top 5 kids,
and they still couldn't make the tournament because you got to coach the kids up.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's not the same NCAA that Kevin Durant ran through.
If you could recruit, if he's able to recruit, I'm sure he could get himself, especially in the New Jersey and New York tri-state area. He's gonna get himself some kids.
He's gonna get some kids, G, but they're kids, man. They gotta wait. They gotta grow. They gotta learn. They gotta get coached up.
But do you really think he's gonna stick to what he said? Where he's just going straight to the portal? Because that's what the statement was prior to the tournament. He was like, "Yeah, I don't even want to recruit high school kids no more. I'm just going straight to the portal next year." Those were his statement. He said that during the season. He was like, "Yo, I'm not dealing with no high school."
Maybe you're right. Then. Maybe it'll be sooner.
To the portal next year.
I'll give him 2. I'll give it 2 years then in the portal era.
Yeah, the portal era definitely different. Is it
juniors?
Isn't the portal open right now? Technically,
dude on Michigan requested a portal. He said he was hitting the portal, and they still in contention.
Yeah, so let's get into that factor of it because I saw something about that earlier. So what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like people are going to transfer while they're still in contention? Like how y'all feel about that?
I mean, the coaches got hired and lost like 24 hours ago and got a job within 12 hours after that loss.
And my question is, how does this work? So if I'm on St. John's, and I get transferred, or I can hit the transfer portal to a team that's still running, and I can still play.
No, hell no.
Or is for next year?
Nah, next year.
Okay.
You can enter the portal. You can't.
Yeah, you trying to talk about subs? I got subs.
Yeah, I'm like, hold up.
He said Ace Bailey is about to come through real quick. They about to say
the biggest thing is just like if your team's in content, it's not classy in my opinion. Like if your team's in contention and you're like announcing like you're hitting the portal, like fuck you, bro.
Nah,
imagine the head coach. He sees his player going off, and he know this kid has not gone off.
Like I'm supposed to feel good about you going in the huddle next week. Michigan gonna lose. Book that in next week. They're gonna lose.
I get it, but it cut both ways because I just watched the young Patino. He literally just took a job with Villanova. Like your team literally just lost You know what I'm saying? The players ain't even give back their gear yet, and
Yeah,
you
but
already.
after the game, though, after the season's
But
over, not while the season's still happening.
so you think these negotiations don't take place during the season? You think there's no rumblings, no whispers? You think the players don't know what's about to happen? They're blindsided in the
Facts.
age. These
Well,
guys.
yeah, but like
What
that's
we're
been happening for years. Team chemistry, you got control of that.
what we're seeing is a Planet of the Apes, man. When the filthy humans rise up, when the subservient class starts to rise up, it looks like anarchy. It looks like chaos. But all it is the players are starting to take their power back. I mean, you need to pay me and you need to do right by me because I don't have to stay here. And now the players are in a position to hold the coaches to the flame. And coach, they might get you out of here. I'm the bigger star. We can get it. They can't get another me. We can find
You know
another coach.
what? We digging our heels in then, T, because like you know what I would do if I was the Michigan coach? I say, all right, cool, go home. Go hang out with Larsa. And then I'll see you next season on the other side, bro.
I mean, I'm saying, why the fuck Rutgers didn't hire someone new? They had two of the top 5 recruits last year coming out of high school, and they don't even get this whiff March Madness.
But you can't fire that coach because that coach literally turned the program around from being absolutely nothing to being able to land a guy like that.
If you're those guys, why wouldn't you hit the portal?
No, those guys are going to be.
They don't got to hit the
first
portal.
round
They
picks.
hit the draft.
Yeah, those both.
Oh, they're already
like,
okay.
They're projected to be
They're
top
one
10.
and dones.
Yeah.
Well, then, damn, Rutgers really fucking wasted that, bro. That's crazy.
They don't
Yeah.
got an infrastructure for one and dones. That's the problem. You can one and done at Duke easy, and you're gonna have a team around you. You're not gonna one and done at Rutgers, like you know what I'm saying? Like just like one and done in St. John's. It's like the same shit.
I mean, that was a bad coaching job. It was but sometimes those type of teams are hard to coach, man. When you have two horses, sometimes your coaching philosophy is let the horses run, like let my dogs be dogs. But other times, if you are a more seasoned coach, a smarter coach, you've had these type of players before. You learn how to make them either fit into your system or you craft your system around them. We watched, the Dean Smiths, the Roy Williams, Coach K's, get those stars, get those Calipari, get those one and dones, and figure out how to make it work. And Rutgers kind of just let those guys do what they want to do, and it just didn't work out for them.
Yo, legit.
The teams are not built of all 5 stars. They're like 4-star dudes that just really work hard, like 3-star guys too.
Yeah,
like depth, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then going to a school like Rutgers, man, I imagine it would be hard to coach those guys. I don't know if you guys remember, Rutgers is a Nike school?
Adidas. It was a Nike school.
Adidas, and those guys, the first game wore Nikes.
Yes.
Like that is such a violation in college basketball, in the AU, the college, the endorsement sneaker shoe pipeline. Crazy. So those guys came in literally doing whatever they wanted to get a AD fired. So that was kind of a precursor to how that season was going to go. Like, those guys came in, did what they wanted, and now they're leaving. And I think Scruff is absolutely right. Rutgers does not have the infrastructure to support like 2 superstars. Like if those 2 guys walked into Chapel Hill, the student body could easily say, "You assholes are losing games. We get stars every year."
And it's a difference though, man. And that's like that's what I was talking about with the Celtics. Like it's just like your team win. Like excellence breeds more excellence. Pedigree creates a standard. But like when there's no standard, you're the standard, then like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what happened.
But sources, I had sources inside Rutgers, and they were saying sources were saying that the football head coach, has been trying to change over to Nikes, but I guess the contract with Adidas still hasn't been able to expire. Something about they can't get that contract out the way just yet. But sources from the football team, they want Nike back in the building.
Who cares?
I mean, it matters for recruiting.
Exactly.
It does. It does.
It
Because
definitely does.
I would have never went to an Adidas school as a young athlete. Never.
All right. Let's keep it pushing. Let's jump into the women's tournament real quick, man. Before we get into the big Juju news, is there anything anybody wants to touch on from the women's tournament so far? Scruff, I know you've been watching a lot of basketball. Is there anything that stood out to you from this tournament?
Um, some shout outs should be made. My girl from Notre Dame, man. Hannah Hidalgo out of New Jersey, South Jersey to be exact. Dog. She just like a freaking like a little pit bull in like a chihuahua body. She go crazy hard, bro. Like just crazy hard. Like 'cause she's so little, bro. But like she just is like a mighty mouse, bro. Like I know that nickname's already taken, but like dog. I don't know if they're gonna win it this year, but like, I think that she's gonna win one eventually. Besides that, shit. South Carolina, what I'm saying? You never really go wrong picking South Carolina to win it all, right? So I kind of lean that way, but we'll see.
Okay. Anybody else got any thoughts on the women's tournament so far?
I haven't watched any of it.
I haven't watched it.
I seen a girl drop like 41.
What happened to all the stars, G?
Besides Paige?
I thought
Paige
you
and
needed star
JuJu?
power, but you was watching the no names, but you wasn't watching the stars. That's crazy.
No. I said I was watching post interviews when it came to the fellas, because that's just been the most entertaining shit in the world.
Yeah, for me, I just ain't had the time, but I am looking forward to like the Final Four. That's when that's the cream of the crop. So I am kind of looking to see how that goes. But other than that, my one issue with the women's brackets, and I could be wrong because I haven't watched it, but it just seems to have the lack of upsets that the men's side has. So
Very top heavy.
yeah,
For sure.
Super.
And that's not entertaining, as I was saying, G.
Yeah, I think
the fellas can't fucking play basketball, and there's a bunch of fucking 28-year-old men trying to.
So
fucking
basically,
shoot
you're
balls.
saying that
I don't
we
want to hear
not
that shit.
we not gonna see competitive games for real good star matchups until the Final Four, basically, right? That's when you're gonna have UConn going against Notre Dame, and then matter of fact,
I'm gonna say Elite Eight.
Notre Dame going up against South Carolina to be exact.
I'll say
other matchups.
give it another. What are we at 2025? By 2030, that women's bracket will look like the men's, because just based on what I'm seeing at the grassroots level, the high school level, like some of the stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I was gonna touch on there. T was I just feel like the girls' game needs to grow a little bit more, so some of these smaller schools can get a little bit more talented players. Looking at the tournament right now, I think there's nothing lower than a fifth seed. So it's extremely top heavy. It's dominated by certain schools. But let's jump into the major headline here, man, and that's JuJu. The big injury. There's some other theories out there as to what led to this injury after she was chilling with my man Jayden Daniels and his mom came and sat next there, and all of a sudden there's a mysterious injury. Yeah, some haters online were trying to tie that together. I don't subscribe to that nonsense, but some haters online
Gadget reach.
we're definitely trying to tie that together. But as far as that affects it on the court, though, man, what do y'all think that does? One, for the product, because she's biggest star, I think, right now in the game, for college at least. What does that do there? And then two, like, what does that do for USC's chances? Like,
the chances is done. I mean, in my opinion, they still advance though. So like they'll probably advance a little further, maybe, but they're not going to beat no UConn, South Carolina, or Notre Dame. Matter of fact, that's probably the Final Four right there. But yeah, I mean, it sucks, man. It's a tough injury because like we was all looking forward to that. We all love JuJu. You know what I'm saying? And we're looking forward to her like having a huge star performance in the tournament. And I hate the way it played out, but like I hate to say it, she's young, man. She'll be okay. She'll recover. She'll be back next year. It's gonna be like Paige. Paige was a phenom too, and she got hurt and she came back. Now this her time. So, yeah, she'll be all right. She'll be back. This Paige tournament now.
T, what are your thoughts on the JuJu injury?
Tough, man. Tough. But and one thing I learned a while ago that there's just a high rate of ACL and knee injuries in the women's sports, not just basketball. I actually learned this from a softball player. But basically, you know how the women carry their weight. They're more top heavy, so they're more prone to having multiple ACL issues. So it's tough time. You know, as an athlete, you want to compete. You know, it's hard to watch. But I think she will make a full recovery, and I think you know she is the future of not only women's sports. You know, just like the WNBA, that entire league. So, you know, hopefully, you know, she'll get back on her feet soon. But the team's chance without her, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap.
Y'all don't think this is the type of injury they could potentially, you know, rally around and push all the way down to at least the Final Four or something?
Man, when you watch movies and the damn captain get shot in war and the troops rally, that's not what happens in real war. when the captain gets his head taken off, people want to go home. People start.
Hey, I'm about to cook up a wicked parlay for y'all real quick, right? So this is what y'all gotta do, right? Y'all gonna get the to make the Final Four, right? South Carolina, Notre Dame, UConn. Parlay it. That's all I gotta say.
South Carolina, UConn, and who?
UConn, Notre Dame, South Carolina, all to make the Final Four.
You probably could have cooked that up in the preseason.
Yeah,
it probably would have been great odds. But no, I mean, it's pretty certain at this point, right? I feel like. I mean, the only one that's maybe like a little bit of a dog is Notre Dame. So I'm going out a little bit on a limb on that one, but yeah.
Small limb.
Yeah, $10 gets you 50. Let's get it. Might throw a whole, might throw a whole 10 on.
Nah, we'll definitely the women's tournament is definitely about to heat up now that we're getting to the Final Four. And we'll definitely keep talking about that. I think it does suck, you know, losing JuJu. Me personally, man, the women's game specifically needs star players, especially players like her. So I hope she gets a full recovery. Because you know. The more she's the type of player, to G's point from earlier, that'll get people just to watch, the casuals to watch, just to, you know, see a star player play. So you need a player like her on the court, especially to keep growing the women's game, which is something that we obviously all said needs to happen. Any other thoughts on the tournaments before we keep it pushing?
Just double my bet, but I'm feeling good. Let's go.
All right, let's before we get out of here, let's jump into some NFL free agency, man. We touched on it at the top of the show. I want to start in the Big Apple with G's squad, the Giants. They just signed Russell Wilson today, so I think a 1-year deal was it for Russ? But before that, they signed Jameis Winston as well. Some people were saying they might draft Shedeur Sanders. Now it looks like that kind of might be off the table. So G, man, is your squad. What are you thinking of these two QB signings, and what does this mean for y'all's draft coming up here?
I hope we sign Shedeur Sanders. I want Shedeur to be the quarterback for the New York Giants in the future. But if that's not the case with this signing, I think they're gonna end up picking up the kid from LSU, the left tackle.
What?
Or Carter, one of those two.
Thank God you're not the GM.
I think they might go Travis Hunter, personally. If Travis Hunter's still on the board, I think they go Travis Hunter. They might even go up and try to get him. I don't to me, signing Russ, I'm gonna give my quick thought. Signing Russ to me for the Giants is a huge mistake. It doesn't make much sense. I would start Jameis Winston over him. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now. But Russell Wilson is not going to do nothing for the New York Giants.
I'll say this about the Giants. I think they made a competent move today. I'll tell you why. No, listen. They may be not sure about these quarterbacks, and that's reasonable. In my opinion, these two quarterbacks are good, but like this is the type of year where like you look at the quarterbacks, you look at the big board, and you're not looking at the same list. The two best players in this draft are Travis Hunter, in my opinion, is number one, and Abdul Carter, number two. So chances are somebody's going to take a quarterback in the first two picks, right? Probably number one or two or both. Giants sitting there at 3 have a chance to pick one of the two best players in the draft. So, yeah, that was a good move to shore up the quarterback position because then you can actually get somebody that's actually a franchise-changing quarterback. Player that you know, because there's no doubt in my mind that Travis Hunter is a franchise player and that Abdul Carter is a franchise player. The other two guys, the quarterbacks, crapshoot. With all due respect, every year it's the same way. So like you don't know, but those two guys are a sure thing. So I think if they pick one of those guys, hats off to the GM, man. Maybe the son's probably in charge now. That's probably what's going on.
So hold on. If you're gonna draft Hunter, right? What position are you calling for him to play the most in? Because you're gonna try to have him play both.
He's gonna play corner probably primarily, and then they're gonna have packages for him at wide receiver. The only thing I'm concerned with for the young Travis Hunter with the Giants, because what they've shown already with Malik Neighbors, is they don't really seem to be like they treat their star players like rental cars. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just real rough on them. Like so, I don't know if the Giant. I'm concerned that they got to load manage like a player like that. So which they didn't do with Neighbors. So I'm concerned a little bit if he goes to New York. For his long-term health and morale and mental health, for being honest.
Whatever, man. Go ahead, man. Just talking.
But he's still with that girl, so God bless him.
What does that have to do? All right, whatever, man. Whatever.
I'm talking about his mental health between playing for the Giants and dealing with that girl, bro. It's gonna be tough.
Clearly that got him a Heisman, so I'm sure she's doing phenomenal things for him.
That girl didn't do a goddamn thing, but
so then what is she gonna do for him playing in the pros then?
She's gonna break his heart, G.
Oh my God. All right, man. This is another episode of the Freaky Hour by Nick.
I'm telling you, bro.
Is Russell Wilson gonna get the Giants out the basement?
No.
And I don't think that's the plan. I think the plan is to pull in another Manning. I think the plan is we're now taking a quarterback in this draft. We're going to build a team, young guys that have big potential, and we're going to get a franchise quarterback next year. Because none of those guys on the roster are long-term solutions. Even if you win, I don't care if you win 11 games and go to the playoffs, you're still taking a quarterback next year. So maybe the better Russ play, the more picks the Giants will have to trade up to get their quarterback. But the Giants are going to go get a quarterback next year. And I think there's a Manning situation at play here. That's just me. Just me.
It feels that way. And they so basic because, like, just so basic, bro. In 2055, they're going to be drafting Tito Manning.
Like, gives you the ability to lose games but not lose the locker room or not lose the fan base. Because I do think Russ will win more games than probably would have. James probably would have got you 4 or 5. I think Russ gets you to 7. But, I mean, I don't think it matters much. But I think the pick is definitely Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. Like, you're taking a surefire guy here. And both of those guys seem to have NFL pedigree.
Future's bright for both of them players.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, though, both of those guys could go 1 and 2. Like, to Scruff's point from earlier, the quarterbacks aren't sure things here. Like if I'm Tennessee, I'm not necessarily sure I'm taking a quarterback. I might trade back.
I don't know,
Like,
man. They're liking Ward a lot right now. They're doing private workouts for him right now. They like his Miami Pro Day right now. So
The thing is,
yeah,
man,
they
quarterback.
like
One
Will
thing I
Levis
know
a
for
lot too.
sure. No,
yeah, that was freaky. I don't know why you
Nah.
wouldn't pick. I wouldn't pick a quarterback once I found out he eats mayo for fun. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but what
That
was I
was
gonna
wild.
say? One thing I know for sure every year is quarterbacks always get picked early. Like it just one thing that we know is like teams will go to the top of the board to secure their quarterback, bro. Just remember Zach Wilson was a top 3 or something pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong there. My personal thought though,
Remember
of a
Josh
team
Rosen?
outside of Shador Sanders, I think
Yo, what school
if you
he
move
played
up to
in?
take a quarterback in this draft, you're
UCLA.
it's a swing and a miss.
What
Yeah,
happened?
man.
None of those quarterbacks in this draft are moving the needle. But let's keep it on free agency real quick. I want to get y'all's quick thought on the Stephon Diggs signing to the Patriots. Is that moving the needle for anyone here?
Well, does that tell you that Travis Hunter is gonna leave like in the first 3 picks?
What
Because
do you mean?
I thought the whole thing with the Patriots was they're gonna try to draft a receiver, and it was gonna be Hunter.
He wouldn't be on the board.
Don't the Patriots have the 4th pick?
Yeah. You think
Yeah,
Hunter's gonna
but
be on the
Travis is
board at
probably going
4?
top 2.
yeah,
Could
but
go 1 or 2 or 3. He's not going past 3.
I think it'd be crazy if the Browns pass up on him.
If 3 teams pass up on him, then y'all really are
Something's up.
incompetent.
Yes, something's up.
He's the best player in the draft.
I don't have Travis Hunter rated as an elite prospect on either side of the ball, so I could see why somebody could pass up on him. But I think what intrigues me about him is you get 2 shots at it. You know, if he struggles on one side of the ball, you can throw him on the other side, and you know there's not many players at all where hey we don't like you at corner, so just we're gonna start you in the slot. Or we don't like you on offense. Go play DB1. So I do think that puts him in that top 3, 4 range for sure. But I don't have him. If he just played one side of the ball, I wouldn't have him any higher rated than some other guys.
I disagree. I think as a corner prospect alone, he's like probably the best corner we've seen since Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I would put him as high as Jalen, but I would say he's in that range, in that
I said
category for
since.
sure.
Since.
Yeah, definitely up there. And that's at corner. I think his comp is definitely Champ Bailey in the sense of I wouldn't have him split in time. I would definitely have packages for him at wide receiver, but I think that's also dependent on your team and your squad. Real talented teams might not need you to do too much there. So I wouldn't overuse him in that sense either. But to your point, I think I could see a couple teams passing on him, but if he drops past 3 or 4, that's a little fishy to me. I would say something's up. Teams might know something that we don't at that point. But I think it would be the Browns are going to be real hard pressed to pass on them. In the sense of teams also draft for ticket sales, right? The Browns are one of those teams. They're one of those franchises where, hey, maybe we should draft O-line here. Maybe we should make a smart football choice, or maybe we should go for the jersey sales. And Travis Hunter fits that category, so I can't see him going past 3 or 4.
Yeah, for sure. But to the Diggs point, I do actually like that signing. Because it's following the script that we've seen, right? Which is like you got a young quarterback, you got budget, you go get him a receiver. That's what you do. That's what you do when you want to take a young quarterback to the next level. You go get him a receiver. So that's what they did with Josh Allen. He's doing the same thing.
Yep.
He's doing the same thing for he potentially has opportunity for Josh Allen that he's going to do for Drake May, which is boost the offense and piss everybody off. So,
I mean, maybe Diggs finds his footing again, but being a journeyman wide receiver almost never works. It almost never pans out. So hopefully, he goes up, plays in that frozen tundra, and becomes the old version of himself. But I can't see it. They just spent a lot of money to secure that guy's financial future.
I was thinking that like he wouldn't like it up there, but he played in Buffalo, so how different could it be?
Well, he wanted to get out of Buffalo, so
Yeah, because it wasn't because of the weather and shit. It's because he wasn't getting the ball enough. There's plenty of balls for him, pause, in New England.
I mean,
Whoa.
you couldn't
Whoa.
outpace the guys in Houston. So, I mean, but
I think it's different when they like who's
you're right.
all right.
You're gonna be playing from behind.
Can you
and,
name another receiver on the Patriots?
My guy from the 49ers, I can't think of his name. That's the crazy part.
There you go.
And he's decent too. But they got
Not it. That's like all their receivers
Oh,
are just decent.
All their receivers are like the same guy. They're like no name randoms.
Keyshawn Boot, whatever his name.
Butte or something. Yeah, Butte is right.
Kobe Myers is there.
Bum.
They still got Jacoby?
I don't think so. I don't
know.
think so.
Yeah, I don't even. I mean, that to Scott's
matter.
point, bro. They're all Jacoby Myers.
The same guy. That's all they draft. So that's one good thing that they know is like, know your strengths, bro. When's the last time the Patriots drafted a good receiver? Ever? Did they ever do that? Have they ever done that? I don't think so.
Julius Edelman?
I don't think they drafted him.
Did they draft him?
And like honestly, he's not that good at really either. Like they made that man good. Like,
I thought Edelman
Brady made him good.
Wait, did he come out of Miami?
I thought he came from Tennessee.
Yeah, I think he did.
I could be wrong now.
One of them.
He was actually hold on.
Edelman, Welker, Amendola, they all blur together for me out there.
I thought Welker
like the
was the
same
only
guy.
one. Yeah.
Now Welker did come from Miami. Y'all are right about that.
Oh, Welker came from Miami. I thought Amendola came from Miami.
They did draft Edelman.
Okay.
Oh damn, he was the one. I knew one of them was
7th rounder.
Drafted a quarterback.
So yeah, so
See,
like
but
yeah,
I'm
that's the best receiver they've ever drafted.
Didn't try to make a move for DK.
DK is not that good.
But it's
I'd rather have.
Me, it's all about the big body receiver, and that's what the young quarterback, not even a rookie, the young quarterback needed.
Nah, it's not.
You need
somebody that's going to take the top off the defense.
You need somebody that can get open, man. And today's NFL, somebody that can get open.
Diggs is that guy, bro. May can sling that shit, bro, for real. So and all right. Let me just consensus here. Who would y'all rather have, Diggs or DK? Because to me, it's Diggs.
DK.
What?
Nah, if I'm the Patriots, I definitely want Diggs. I want somebody that can run routes, somebody that can get open, create separation, so that my young QB has nice, easy targets. Not DK Metcalf,
What did
brick
Diggs tear?
hands,
Was it an ACL
can't
or
catch
knee
50-50
injury, or was
balls.
it an ankle?
I don't know.
I think it was a knee injury.
DK might be the most overrated
So if
receiver.
it was a knee
in the
injury,
league.
yeah, I'm not trusting a receiver with a knee injury.
Bro, like I said,
I ain't doing that.
like it's gonna be a lot of garbage time out there. That team's gonna be bad again. So
Hey, it's hilarious hearing T talk about journeyman receivers too, especially since the only receiver really from that class that isn't on a journey is Terry. He's on his second contract, about to be on his third. While Debo, DK, all these guys everybody said was better than Scary Terry. They're out here catching flights.
ACL.
Yeah, I'm not taking a guy with ACL injury.
No, I think it'd be all right.
What did DK do last season or the season before that would make you want to take him?
I mean, he's still the superior athlete. He's still the younger guy. He's still going to be healthy. And I think he'll be more motivated. But if I'm in New England,
who's throwing him the ball? Do you even know that?
If I'm in New England, I don't want either of them. I don't want to pay those guys. Like Diggs represents maybe
Aaron Rodgers, baby.
Diggs gets us from a 3-win season to a 4-win season. Like I don't want that guy.
DK doesn't move that needle either though. Like I hear what you're saying. Like I don't think that Diggs is getting you wins in the win column.
It's not like Scary Terry was winning games for you guys neither. Not until y'all got your quarterback.
But I
Let's
do
not
think
sit here and
he.
act like that was a big difference.
I do think outside of a potential attitude problem, which that might be fabricated. You never know how much that stuff is true. But I think Diggs is the better receiver for a young quarterback in that situation.
Hey,
Right.
listen.
All accounts say that Stephon Diggs is a wild boy. I've never heard an account say otherwise.
If the Steelers find a way to get Shador, we won't be having this.
Steelers Shador? That's where you getting that from? That's far from left field.
I'm reading the tea leaves here because who's the quarterback there?
They don't have one. That's true.
Bro, where they drafting at? They not anywhere
They
near
they
Shador.
would have to trade up, but who said they're looking for a haul is the Titans. Even though people keep saying they love Cam Ward, I think that's a smokescreen. I think they're hyping up this. We like Cam Ward to see if someone will jump up for somebody else they want.
You think Pittsburgh got enough to get up to the #1 pick?
I mean, you just leverage your future. I mean, but what are you going to do? Have George Pickens, DK Metcalf, and Mason Rudolph?
What are you going to do is the same shit they do every year, which is they just go grab somebody.
Yo, TJ Watt, is he still signed to a contract?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's due for an extension now.
It's the only
he
one.
needs a new one.
The only person left is Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's who they were meeting with, I think, over the weekend. Allegedly, they had like a longer than normal type of free agency meeting. I could only
at this point,
imagine Aaron
that's the
Rodgers
best player
and Mike
available.
Tomlin.
Yeah,
Real
matter of fact, I
quick,
could agree with T. I like what T suggested. Like, you shouldn't be shocked because if you still got TJ Watt under contract, he's looking for an extension. Tennessee has the money to give it to him, to give him an extension. You'll trade him in a package deal with like at least 3 first-round picks because those first-round picks are going to be bottom 20.
Bro, 3 first-round picks and TJ Watt. God damn.
Because it makes sense because you're not gonna want to give him the extension.
I mean, you could pay.
Don't think so?
You can pay.
No, because why would you let it go this far? No.
Why would you? To me, to me, the Pittsburgh is definitely going to sign him to an extension because that's the type of team, and that's the way they build their team.
Yeah.
They build a team on the defensive side of the ball. He's the best defensive player on their squad, bro. So they're gonna re-sign him. They're not gonna trade him.
I mean, he's arguably one of the best defensive players in the whole league. I think they definitely re-signed TJ Watt. The idea of trading him to the Titans to go up and get either Cam Ward or Shador Sanders doesn't sound worth it. Maybe if you thought like those quarterbacks were sure things, but I personally don't know if I would give up a TJ Watt for Shador. You know what I mean? Especially not considering what you got.
You reading the tea leaves. No pun intended, but not exactly correctly. So I think they are going to get a quarterback. And
Jackson Dart.
It's going to be Dart. It's not because that Shador is not the better player or whoever you want to pick at the top of the draft. It's just a matter of resources. They don't have the resources to go get him. It's going to be another like Kenny Pickett situation where they pick in the 20s. You know what I mean? They maybe could get to 15.
A lot of people are saying that Jackson Dart's going to end up having the better pro career of the QBs that go in the first round than Cam Ward and Shador Sanders.
I don't know about that one. He reminds me a lot of quarterbacks that get hyped up the year of the draft. He fits all the buildings of Kenny Pickett and Josh Rosen.
I like Dart.
If Dart
made his way to Pittsburgh, that's the quarterback of the future.
Cool name though.
I think Jackson Dart is better than a lot of people are giving him credit for. But I kind of agree with you though. I think to an extent it's going to be about what team he goes to, right? If he gets the right situation, he might be all right. All right. I mean, any other topics I want to get into? Anything anybody else got? Crickets.
Just one thing, man. If you like 24 years old, you're a grown man. It's a few things here. A public service announcement for all grown men out there, 18 plus, as professional athletes. I'm talking to you, Bronny. I'm talking to you, Jayden Daniels.
Hey, don't make LeBron pull up.
That would be the
We
best
will
thing
slap
for all of
fire
us.
out you.
That would be the
I keep
best
a
thing
name.
for all of us.
No, the fuck it won't
I want
be.
all the smoke. Nah, but seriously,
Yeah,
like,
all right.
yeah, all right, for real.
So you was not your son, LeBron
Sign me
James.
my $1 million check. What you talking about? Put your hands
If you
on me,
wake up
boy.
to see it, you're gonna be
Put your
comatose.
hands on me, boy. What you talking about? We about to be set for life. You just created a legacy.
So out of everybody here, who thinks they could take a punch to from LeBron James to the face? Yeah,
I don't think
He ain't
LeBron.
Mike Tyson.
I don't think he's ever thrown a punch.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I feel like LeBron's punch isn't as crazy as you think it is, G.
regardless, man. My point is, you gotta stop letting your parents like just run your shit. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, the Jayden Daniels shit really irked me because it's like, yo, I get it, your mama protective and shit, but go home or something, bro. Like, what is you doing here? Like, get the fuck out of here. Hold up.
I ain't about to critique somebody's
You
mama
a
now. You're
you a grown
bugging.
man, bro. Let
Them
that
dudes
boy
about to
cook.
smoke you.
Let that boy cook, man. I understand the mama
Nah,
trying to be protective and shit, but now I'm saying like you want some baby boy shit over there. Like that made me question you a little bit, Jayden Daniels. You out here running around like a teenager. What it looks like.
That's interesting because like one, partly I think your take is mostly based on your Eagle fandom, but two, like I
No,
also think
if I'm 24 years, I wish my mom would try to tell me, man, I'm 24 years old, I'm multi-million-dollar quarterback, and you telling me you gotta sit in between me and this shorty because you mad I'm spitting game. Like what?
I
Go
think
home.
it's also the difference
Driver.
between a parent and a non-parent because I honestly see where she's coming from, bruh. Like I honestly see the vision. The only thing that I would knock is she didn't need to sit in the middle. That was a bit much. Like I feel like the bit.
Juju's a good girl. That's not
Yeah,
Ash Cash. You know
they
what I'm
probably
saying?
all know each other too, though. Like everybody's acting like obviously she was sitting next to her, so I'm sure she got to know her a little
I could
bit.
read
Like,
lips. I could read lips. She was basically telling Jayden, she said, keep your eyes on the motherfucking game, all right?
hey, that's a good mom, man. We need moms like that.
Nah, I mean,
So you're gonna end up like Xavier.
I guess I'd rather see that than somebody getting Travis Huntered. So
Right. Like where was Zion's mom?
That's the one you need to be comparing. That's what y'all need to be talking about. I know Travis Hunter.
Nah, I'm
Zion
playing,
mama?
yo. I no disrespect to Zion's mom. Like, I don't think anything could have stopped him. Like,
Oh,
that's
that boy
true,
want
bro.
freaky time. He want freaky time. He said, "It can happen. I don't have to go through my phone to look for her. I could just find her on live." He said, "I got the whole thing live and uncut."
Hey, so y'all ever been in a situation like that where mom's, caught you with a little lady? Maybe you weren't 24, 25, maybe you were still, under 18 and then, but has that ever happened to anybody?
I got a story time, right? It didn't happen to me per se, but happened to my little brother. My mother's coming out of work, right? My little brother brings a shorty to the house.
You got a little brother.
He takes it to the living room. From what I was told, my mother's coming out of work, opens the door. Poor girl. My mother literally whoops my brother's ass in front of the girl, grabs the girl by her ear. The girl lived like 3 blocks from my house. Walks the little girl from my house to her front door and let her parents know what was about to almost go down.
She let her clothes on first, right?
She whooped my brother's ass, but the girl wasn't just. She
didn't walk home naked though, right?
No, fuck no. My mother ain't that fucking crazy. But my mother literally grabbed somebody else's daughter by the ear, walked her to her crib.
No, I almost had a situation like that, right? It was one time where it was like high school and like actually I'm being honest, I think it was the first year of college, and it was random Johnski that was on the block, you feel me, that I picked up when I was just moving in for the summer, right? And she's like high schooler, if you're being honest. Like, I'm 19, it's 18. We this is like, consensual sex, of course. But she hit me up in the morning. She said, "Yo, I don't go until later. Yo, you trying to fuck or no?" I said, "Yeah, pull up." So my mom worked overnights and shit. So this like 7 a.m. And I'm like, oh shit, she works 7 to 7. So I'm like, She's like, all right, so 7:30. She was like, what time you go to school and shit? She's like, 8:30. And I'm like, all right, man, pull up. You know what I mean? So I'm smacking that shit. And I'm like worried as hell that my mom about to come home. And then I sent her out the door, bro. And I lied to you not, bro. 2 minutes later, bro, my mom get home. I'm like, wow.
Smooth.
Lucky as fuck, bro.
Better luck than me, bro. Better luck than me. I've been caught by 2 moms and my godfather. So first time I had Chipotle, actually, my godfather awkwardly opens the basement door, and I'm going. What's that sound? That Pound Town song? Yeah, we were at town hall, bro. We were at town hall. I'm talking shorty falling off the bed type shit, bro. My godfather closed the door. I got Chipotle. Went upstairs, bro. Oh man, bro. And I was a savage back then, bro. I had him drive her home and everything, bro. I was a savage. But
what you mean?
you know,
you're a good man. You done got a chauffeur and Chipotle, dog. You the man.
Yeah, it was the best day of her life. Like, let me stop.
Listen, I mean, listen, man. My mom terrorized women that I had in my life. Multiple women have been terrorized by my mom. So I get it. When you see them Twitter stories of boy moms, I got a boy mom. Like I'm her baby first. So, but one time I had this. I was messing with this chick. I was messing with Lucy, but college basketball player at a local college, and she my mother house needed a new HVAC unit, so I needed to stay there while she was at work, so the guy could come fix it and all that. So I didn't want to stay by myself, so I hit her. She said she said she was cool. I picked her up from school, brung her over, and because I spent the night. I was coming in the morning, so we had a good night, and I ain't thinking too much of it. It's cold in the house because we don't got no heat. We under the covers. I'm dreaming. I'm hearing somebody. I'm hearing my mom like yelling my name, and I'm like, oh, why am I dreaming about my mother? Like, I wake up and she's there. She has like 2 hot chocolates. She was coming to bring me hot chocolate because there wasn't no heat before she went to work, and she was, listen, how old is she? Where is she? Where do you know her from? That like she was going crazy. She was going crazy. So yeah, needless to say, she found out I wasn't a virgin. She wasn't no show with no fireworks. She missed all that, but she definitely walked in, and we were just under the covers, nothing else.
Y'all was asleep though, right? Or y'all was fucking?
We was asleep. We was asleep. We was under the cover, so but
message sent.
That's a tough, I imagine that's a way to find out your son.
How old were you?
I was 18, 19.
All right, I mean that's around the same time, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's a tough time because it's like she got to know that you out here,
Man, she had no clue, man, and this is at a time I'm trying to get everything moving, like, so it was gonna happen, it was bound to happen. I was a little reckless, and
yeah, see that's the thing as a parent, it's funny because like I can think back to those times, like T's describing as a young adult, but as a parent, you don't really think about your kids getting to that stage. And even when they get to that stage, you think about them moving out, not having heat, bringing them hot chocolate, that you still being a parent.
The hot chocolate is fucked up.
To walk into that is probably heartbreaking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I could only imagine. I'm like, dang, mom's is really looking out. She like, you out here on your own. She probably proud.
T found another way
walking
to
into that is crazy.
My mother, she was so stressed out, man. After I got dressed and went downstairs, she was just cleaning up the house, just frantically just moving around, cleaning. She didn't know what to do with herself. She told me where the condoms were. I'm like, I got it covered. Like,
my boy opened the drawer, like, listen, they're all there.
got awkward because now I'm thinking like, why do you have these? But you know, it was awkward. It was just
Terrible.
Nah, yeah, no, the only way to prevent these things from happening is to do what Jayden's mom did and sit in between your son and whatever girl he's talking to at a basketball game. Nah, man, you know, like we always do here, sports for the culture. We gotta throw in some culture here. We gotta keep it real with y'all. You know, it's been a good show. Any last words before we wrap it up, though, fellas?
nah. I ain't gonna. I do want to shout that girl out because that was a good time. I ain't gonna give her. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You know she was basketball player turned stripper turned nail tech. You know, shout out to her.
God bless
Wow.
her soul.
Hey, I have no idea who you're talking about, but that probably was a good time, bro.
That's an industrious woman right there.
Yeah, she,
5
yeah.
and mixed joint. It was a good time.
Yeah, nah. I mean, like, I always feel bad for the shorties when it's somebody else's mom or dad, because that's like you don't want to get
Yeah.
grabbed by the ear.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I was living with my mom after college around COVID when we first started this podcast, as a matter of fact. And you know, it's tough times during COVID, bro. So I brought a little John over, man, and neither one of us was able to, you know, we ain't, you know what I mean, in a minute, because you know, COVID, you know. So oh my God, bro, fucking that shit up. And I'm just like, we in the same house. I don't care. It's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? She seen her walk down. She seen her walk up, and there were some sounds in between, but like everything was all good after. I'm just like,
You gotta turn the movie up.
I
bro.
didn't give a fuck. Like there's times in the past I've given a fuck because I'm like a little conscious, a little subconscious. Like I don't want her to hear me, but this time I was just like animal instincts, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna lock down for like 4 months, man. What you mean? It's just fucked up, you know. Tough time.
Your animal instincts is wild.
Yeah,
Hey
for real.
man, yeah, y'all know what it is. You know how we end every show, man. Sports for the culture.